Hello lovely people, hello beloved one, how are you doing? My name is Jackie. This channel is Thriving Womanhood. In our previous video we looked at deadly mistakes that the parents with 2 children under the age of 2. From that video, there was a need to look into the challenges that parents of 2 babies under the age of 2, or an infant and a toddler, go through, and how to navigate through those challenges. Story time. After getting my second born son, and their age gap is actually 1 year 7 months, that is approximately 15 months. So after getting my second born, and people would see me with a baby and a toddler, there were those comments like, they were like having pity on me. Yeah, they would have comments like, these children will grow, do not worry. Even me, I had unplanned pregnancy, and in my heart I'm like, wait, mine was not unplanned pregnancy. Actually, this is something that I prayed for, and I think through this process I've come to realize how people are insensitive out here, and others will see it as a mistake. They'll bring that blame on you. I wonder why people are too judgmental. And actually, the people commenting, they are those people close to you, the people who should be offering that support that you need, the family, the relatives, the friends, people not too far from you, only that they do not understand your journey. I was prepared for all this. I knew that people would judge me for that kind of a decision, especially in the present day and age, where there's a lot of opinions and people are so insensitive, if I may say. I thank God I was able to navigate through, and those issues did not get into me. And I pray for you who is there and going through these challenges, that you will also be able to navigate through these challenges and enjoy your process of motherhood or fatherhood and parenting. This story leads me to challenge number 1, which is societal judgment. People will judge you without even knowing your story. I happened to visit one of my close, I'll not say whether it's a friend or family member, and I think that time my second born was around 4 months old, and the comment that person made was somehow heartbreaking. But you know what? I said, it is my life. I chose this. I know why. I know why I'm doing this. I know what leads to this, and I'm grateful to God that actually it's happening. People will judge you actually for making this decision of having a toddler and a baby. You'll hear comments like, we are sorry, we will grow, we are sorry, unexpected pregnancies are so common nowadays. Are you sure that baby was not a mistake? Are you breastfeeding both of them? Is it not too early to get another baby? In Swahili, there's a way they put it, umezalilia mtoto mwingine. That's what they normally say it. And I keep wondering, of course we are here. How does your questions help me or make my situation better? Are they even relevant? Are you even worthy my audience if you make such kind of comments? And actually, I decided, you know what? I need a community of people who understand what I'm going through, and who understand that actually this is a blessing. and I can navigate, you know. In the book of Psalms, chapter 127, the Bible tells us that children are an inheritance from the Lord. It is the Lord who gives us children, and with a purpose that they contend with the enemies at the gates. And you know what? The Bible says, blessed is the man whose quiver is full of them. They are a blessing, an inheritance from the Lord. And this helped me so much. And also having a supportive partner or a spouse helps so much, being able to discuss these things. And actually, when you're frustrated by these comments, even if it is your closest friend, do not keep that to yourself, because definitely it will affect you. Speak it out, and these are ways now to navigate. Speak it out. Also understand that people's family, they grow differently, and people choose, like, they take different paths in the growth of their families, in terms of numbers, in terms of children, getting children, acquiring wealth, assets, all these things. People make a decision for their own growth and present those plans unto the Lord, and the Lord is able to establish those plans. So understand that you have a plan. There's something you're trusting God for. Maybe you're trusting God that you have a 5-year gap on your children, and another person is trusting God to have a 1-year gap in their children, 2-year gap, 3-year gap. It is all about family planning. Yeah, it's all about planning. And it doesn't mean that because people view the child as a mistake, or your child was not planned for, it doesn't mean that they are not relevant. Actually, those children are blessing. Every child, every single child is a blessing. And I hope you're hearing this. I know you might be there wondering, how do I cope? Know that that child is a blessing. Even if their speculations are true, these children are blessing. Unless you are meeting people in such situations, people are visiting you, people are talking to you, please make comments that will build them up. Build them up. Do not destroy them. Maybe they are already going through a lot, okay? Please be kind, be sensitive to what you're speaking to such people. Encourage them. And if you don't have anything positive to say to them, please do not talk to them. If you're there, you are having a toddler and a baby and wondering how to deal with this societal judgment, please cultivate her heart of gratitude. Know that there is a reason that God has given you that baby in a season like this. Number 2, work with people, or be part of a community that is positive about your journey. Those people who are encouraging you, those people who are offering moral support or even physical support, keep such people. And then number 3 also, focus on the positive. What is the positive side of this story? 1, this is a blessing from the Lord. Your babies will grow together. Actually, it will be easy, very easy to train them up, because at some point this one baby will be teaching the other, and they are very close. Their gap is very close in age. So it means that they have a strong bond. They can learn from each other very easily. They will be playmates. And again, the process will be economical in terms of resources and time. What do I mean by resources? For example, if you bought something for, maybe it's a baby walker. In the next baby, you don't need to buy another one because it means that it is in good condition and it is almost new. Same thing with clothing. Some clothes, you'll use them. Let's talk of also toys. They are in the same age group. So you'll find that they are fascinated by almost similar things. What do I mean by time? You'll find that these children are playmates. So they will play together. Yours is just to supervise them and watch over them. But when you have one child who is a toddler, you'll have to play with them actually. They will drag you into the playing. You'll have to be there, part of the game. But when they are two, you'll be the coach. You'll be there supervising, guiding them. And this is very economical in terms of time and resources. Acknowledge that every family's journey is unique, and people will make such comments out of their experiences and their perception. And we are in a day and age where people want to speak out what they think about issues. So let them be. Another challenge is managing the sleep deprivation and exhaustion. For sure, you'll get tired because your toddler might be very active during the day. Energy 100% from morning to evening. They'll also need your attention here and there, some hugs. They want that bonding time. They want you to hold them, to talk to them, to be involved in their activities. And this is tiresome. As much as you might have help, they'll always want to involve you in one way or the other. You cannot avoid them 100%, which is not advisable. On the other hand, your breastfeeding, your healing is the recovery process. And even after that, there's the baby who most of the times they are feeding. So you're holding them, changing them, having time with them, putting them to sleep. It is exhausting. And at times, if you have a baby who has challenges at night, they have colic, reflux, you'll find that at night it might be challenging to sleep. Therefore, what is the solution? The solution is actually finding time to nap. At times, maybe the toddler and the baby are napping, and at that point, you can nap. You can have time to rest. Maybe you take a long shower. Or if you have someone to hold the baby and manage the toddler, you can have time to rest, time to take a shower, to have your personal time and rest. Go sleep, sit down, just relax, meditate. If you have the privilege of a person who is there to help, maybe your spouse, your relative, your friend, utilize that. If your baby has some sequence or a routine at night, they wake at specific time and feed, you could seek for help. Maybe your husband can bottle feed them, and then you find time to sleep. As your baby grows, maybe they are above 6 months, you could actually bring their schedules close together. What do I mean? I mean that, for example, when they are napping during the day, they can nap together, and that way you find some free time to rest. At this point, most of us are back to work and to other activities. So it's good to find time, find a hand to help, find time to rest. And this will help you serve your children better and also rejuvenate you and give you the energy that you need. And also, as they say, do not hesitate to nap as the baby naps. This helps, especially from 0 all day 1 to 3 months. Please, you need that time for recovery. I know it is hard to nap when the baby naps, but do not hesitate when you have that opportunity. The next point is emotional and mental exhaustion. You can imagine you're juggling through the day in taking care of 2 human beings and also yourself. The constant need of attention and involvement can lead to emotional and mental exhaustion. You may feel drained and exhausted after a long day of taking of these 2 human beings and feel like you don't have any time left for yourself. Mentally, you feel so fatigued, mental fatigue, and emotionally, you feel so drained. This is a challenge. I've experienced that before. I remember there are those times I even felt like crying. There are those times when you feel like crying, you feel like locking. Actually, these types that I've locked myself in the washroom and stayed there, just calmly, away from the noise, away from those chaos, away from that need for attention. Because with my toddler, actually, he was following me. Wherever I go, he's there. Wherever I go, he's there. Mom, to the kitchen, they're there. The moment you stand from the couch, just like this, they stand. And they follow you, follow you, follow you. Mom, carry me. Mom, do this. Mom, hug me. Mom. And in the evening, you feel so exhausted. And I remember that day, not even once actually, several days that I've gone to the washroom and just locked myself there. At times I will not even switch on the light because the boy will realize mom is here and they keep knocking, mom, mom, please. But nowadays it's better because they're engaged playing together. Yeah, so it gets better as an encouragement, and it's also for a season. It's not like that what we'll experience throughout. How do you manage this mental and emotional exhaustion? One is actually to be self-compassion. I remember beating myself too hard and asking myself, am I doing justice to this child? Moving to the toilet and locking myself up there. Remind yourself that you're doing your best. And also, as I was reminding myself, as I'm locking myself in the toilet, actually, in the washroom, if you may like, it's because I want that time to just relax, rejuvenate, and clear my mind a little bit for the better of these children. I don't want to yell at them or give them that bad experience as an exhausted mom who is emotionally and mentally drained. Remind yourself that you're doing your best. Even as you take some rest, you're doing this for the better of your children and your family. Remind yourself that it's okay not to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Sure, you don't have to be perfect. Prioritize the small moments of rest. Do not hesitate also to take small moments of rest when you feel like you need that rest. When needed, whenever you need that rest, please take it. It may be as simple as just going to sleep, locking yourself in the washroom like me, or even strolling, just leaving your child with someone and your toddler, ensure that they are taken care of, and take a stroll. Just walk, connect with the nature, clear up your mind, and that way it will be good to go. It will be better. Yeah. Another thing, do not set unrealistic expectations for yourself. It's always okay to ask for help from your spouse, from your friends, from your family. For example, if your friends are around, they have come to visit you and you feel exhausted, just request them to be with the baby for like 30 minutes and take care of the toddler 30 minutes, and you nap. Just make everything simple and do not overthink about it. Do not ask, now my friends are here, my visitors are here, what will they think? They know that you need that help at that moment, and that's why actually they are there. So please utilize them. These are gifts that God has given unto us. Let's utilize them. Challenge number 4 is dividing attention to both the toddler and the baby at a go. From my experience, there are those times that you find that the baby is crying because they want a diaper change, they want to maybe to breastfeed, or they are sleepy, and your toddler is there. They're crying also for your attention. Maybe they're hungry, they want maybe to go outside or something. Those times are tough. This is one of the challenges that actually can drain you mentally, especially you are alone. So there's this time, the person who was helping me in the house decided not to come. My baby was almost 2 months. My toddler was 1 year, 9 months. Almost 1 year, 9 months. And the baby is 2 months, close to 2 months. And that day, she decides not to come, not to call me and tell me they are not coming. My husband is at work and I'm all alone. That was the longest day of my life, sincerely. The toddler is crying. The baby needs attention. They need to be breastfed. Your body is not feeling well. That was one of my worst experiences. And there are those other times. But do you know what? God helped me through the day. I ensured that the baby is fed, the toddler is fed. I didn't even take much care of myself that day. But I thank God. There are those moments, and when we look back and have moments of reflection, all we can say is thank God, because He has done it for us. Seeing these babies growing and playing together, and there is more minimal of crying, it fills our hearts with gratitude, and I give glory to God. You can have the toddler crying for milk, for attention, or even for you to be there for them, and the baby crying at the same time. It is challenging to divide that attention and also to deal with them. And what I have realized is that feed them before they are very hungry. For example, the toddler and even the baby. Feed them before they reach that point of crying. You could breastfeed the baby while the toddler is taking a snack. And also put the snacks where they are accessible to them. For example, cut the fruits and put them where you can reach, and give the toddler the time that they begin feeling hungry or begin crying for something to eat. And also involve the toddler. There are those times they seek for attention because they feel neglected. They feel like you're prioritizing on the baby. But involve them. Tell them to reach out for the diapers and give you. Tell them to take the diaper that you've changed to the bin Ask them to give you the wipe, the baby clothes, the baby oil, and involve them that way. It will help. That goes a long way. Again, ensure that you give them the attention when the baby is calm. When the baby begins crying, the toddler will understand, okay, it's time for the baby, it's time to deal with the baby. And that will also go along. I think this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite challenges, and understanding this challenge will help you go a long way. And this challenge is the challenge of staying focused on the bigger picture. What do I mean? I mean, like, we can be drawn into the challenges we are facing in parenting two children under the age of 2, or a toddler and an infant. We can be drawn into those challenges until we forget the bigger picture. And what bigger picture am I talking about? The bigger picture of raising these children into happy and healthy individuals. The reason why we are parenting these children is to become happy individuals, is to grow in a healthy manner, spiritually, physically, mentally. The kind of food we are providing, the kind of environment we are nurturing them in, it's very easy to forget that actually there's a bigger picture why we are in this journey and why we choose to be present. And what is the solution? Number one is to constantly remind yourself the rewards of parenting two children, maybe very close in age gap. And these rewards include building lasting memories, building a very close relationship between those children. Actually, if you look around and see those children who are very close in gap, they grow as friends and very close. They normally have that tight friendships. Of course, there's fighting at some point, but it also fosters them being close. Another thing is to celebrate the milestones. Celebrate the milestones. If your infant had colics and they are outgrowing that is a great milestone to celebrate. If your toddler is beginning handling the baby and understanding that this is a smaller baby who needs more care, that's a milestone. There's need to constantly look out for the milestones and be able to celebrate. And another thing is to journal. To keep a journal. Just keep a journal, write about for me, what has worked for me is keeping a journal for both my toddler and my infant. And a journal, I kept it from the moment we were brainstorming on naming our children. From that moment, I keep a journal, what inspired us, what are challenges, what do we expect if we give our child this name, is there any comments that we expect, and how will we receive them, and what does that mean to us, and I think that has helped even being able to process and to deal with people's comments. For example, my second born, I just shared the name and someone said that, oh, that name sounds too old. And I'm like, yeah, it is old, but it is not older than my firstborn's name. Because I was already prepared that these are some of comments like people will comment. So keeping a journal will help you in fostering a heart of gratitude and growing towards gratitude. Like even the prayer, include in your journal, include their milestones, what they are going through, how you feel about that, prayers, what are you praying about, and actually also have your own journal and journal even your frustrations, because you cannot journal your frustrations in a child's journal that you're intending to hand to them over when they grow and maybe when they become young adults. So your frustrations, what you're trusting God for, and over time when you look back, you realize that actually God has been at work and there's progress. But if you don't have something to look back into, it is very easy to drawn into ungratefulness, and thankfulness, lack of gratitude. Hey, another challenge is feeling overwhelmed with household management. Keeping a tidy home with an infant and a toddler can take a toll on someone. From spills to food particles to toys all over, to name them, to exhaustion, you're already exhausted, to dirty clothes that needs to be cleaned, to cooking and meal prepping for them and cleaning the utensils. It is challenging. Yes, it is. It is impossible. For example, you might clean one mess and then there is another. You clean one spill, then there is another on the couch. You need to take it out. Maybe you're potty training and you don't want them to be on diapers for the toddler, and it's mess all over. You'll find that maybe the carpet, you have to clean it regularly. And now, what is the solution? Actually, solution number one is actually to embrace the good enough. Is your carpet well swept? Are your couches wiped? Just good enough. It is good enough for our existence, and it is comfortable for us to be there. That's okay. We understand. And let the toddler let them be. Especially if you're living in the cities, there is concrete all over. Your inside is like your outside actually for the child. They'll make those messes, they'll make the spills in the house and everything. So make your house good enough for them. Another thing is to keep the house organized and safe. Have specific place for the toys, specific do away with the small particles that maybe the toddler can take and put in the mouth of the baby that might choke them. Ensure that there is no spills on the floor so that they will not slide and fall. Keep it safe and don't worry about the small messes like spillings on the couch, because actually that's how they learn. If they never spill, you'll never learn. If they never make those messes, they'll never learn. And actually it's something I learned even before I got married, to embrace the small messes of children, because that's how they are able to learn. Teach them how to clear their mess. Involve them. For example, if they scatter the toys, involve them in collecting those toys and putting them together until that becomes part of their system. It's in their system. Whenever they want to leave, to go to sleep or to do something else, collect the toys and put them where they're supposed to be. Another challenge is feeling socially isolated. This is because your demand. There is a lot of demand in terms of your attention, your time. So you might even not have time to even make that call or that video call to your friend. If you're not intentional enough, or your friends are not intentional enough, you might feel socially isolated because you don't have time to meet up with friends, to meet up with family members, move out of the house maybe for the past 3 to 4 months. You're not even meeting at the fellowships, the Bible studies that you used to. And this can make you feel socially isolated and actually lonely. If you are that person who values fellowship with brethren and other people and meeting with other people, just chatting, you'll feel socially isolated. And how do you navigate through this? If you're open enough, you could ask people to come over your place. I remember after giving birth to my second born, there are friends who visited, and actually they were like, the best way to make you feel involved is to bring fellowship closer to you, you know. And I felt that that was good enough. And after that, in our church, we normally have the couples care group. They came, and that was so amazing. Having women come over for fellowship, that's another thing that helped me so much. This lady who said to me, this is how we make you feel involved, actually bring fellowship closer to you, or even come fellowship in your house. This left a great mark in my heart. And I think I'll extend it, not even think, I'll actually be intentional to extend it to other mothers. Embrace the small social moments when people are able to visit, to maybe video calls, and those small social moments that you have, embrace those ones. Okay. The next challenge is different growth and developmental milestones. You might have your baby crawling, and maybe your toddler is learning potty training. You may have your baby teething, and maybe your toddler learning how to walk, depending on the age gap that they have. So these different developmental and growth milestones might cause the challenge because it means that the needs of the babies are different. So you might have a sleepless night because of the teething baby is crying. And on the other hand, you might be trying to figure out what is going on with the toddler. This means that their emotional, physical, and social needs are different, and you need to figure out how to handle that. What has worked for me, because currently my toddler is learning how to communicate, meaning that their social needs are different, their emotional needs are different as well. Whenever they know that you understood what they are telling you, they are so happy. And on the other hand, my baby is learning how to crawl and also how to say some words. Allowing them to have the interactive play has played a major part because the toddler is talking and talking to the baby. And the baby is able to learn a couple of things in the process. Encourage both interactive and independent play so that to be able to cater for their physical, emotional, and social needs. The interactive play, they teach each other. Independent play, you are able to address their needs. Maybe, for example, my toddler currently is obsessed with cars, and they're able to identify them. My baby, when he sits, he wants the shakers, he wants to push things, to see the things that are rolling like a ball. So the both independent and interactive play, they are good, and you have to know how to introduce them and when to involve this kind of place. Another challenge is the changing routines. You will realize that as your baby grows and there's changing milestones, their routines will change. For example, they will grow into solid food, the sleeping patterns shift, feeding patterns, potty training, name them all. It means that you will have to keep shifting and adapting to these changes as the parent, and also accommodating the new milestones. Whatever worked last month in terms of feeding and sleeping patterns might not work this month. The first solution is to be patient and also be flexible. Understand that these developmental changes and milestones will bring some changes with the routines. So when they come, be flexible to change and also adapt even as your child grows. At the back of your mind, you should know that this developmental and growth will come about with changes, and this will affect your routines, and sometimes things will not go as planned. Track the child routines even as they go through the growth spurt for your baby and for your toddler, as they outgrow some routines and also other routines coming up. Be able to track so that when things are a bit stable, you're able to come with the sleeping routines and also activities routines, so that when you keep a track, it is easier to develop routines depending on the child needs, on the baby's need, or your kids' needs. Reach out when need be. Talk to other parents. What do other parents do? And this talking actually goes a long way. You're able to understand that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Maybe others have figured out what works ahead of you. Of course, at the back of your mind, knowing that babies are different, children are different. Talk to them, let them be a source of encouragement, and also help each other know what has worked, what is not working. Let's talk of the last, the last challenge that I'll be sharing on this video. I know challenges are many. I'm talking about those that cuts across everyone. Another challenge is financial strain. Yes, let's talk about financial strain. So children can cause some financial stretch or challenges because of the accommodation of the growing family. For example, there's the cost of diapers, there's the cost of formula milk if you're struggling with milk, and at some point you might need an extra hand to help. That means hiring a person to come maybe help with the babies, to hire a nanny. And this means that over time, your financial needs might be increasing or might increase to accommodate for the growing family and also the new needs. How do we deal with this financial strain? One, look for opportunities to save money. For example, I recently realized that the place where I live is a distributor's shop where you can buy in bulk and save a lot of money. So look for opportunities to save money. Budget carefully. Do a monthly budgeting, taking care of your baby's needs, your family needs, your personal needs, and putting into consideration your sources of income and also the available savings. Account also for miscellaneous spending when it comes to baby clinics, transportation. When you're able to budget well, when it comes to the monthly budgeting, then you're able to estimate how much you spend in a month, and you're able to know whether you're living above your means or below your means. Do not succumb to pressure. You want to buy for your children the newest children designer clothes, so that second-hand clothes goes a long way, because they have to grow them very fast, and again For the toddler, they wear out very fast. If it is serving the purpose, well and good. If it is not, look for what is serving the purpose. But also consider your sources of income, consider your available savings, and also create room for more savings. Those are some of the challenges that I've faced as a mother of a toddler and an infant. Kindly share your experience in the comment section down below. What has been your challenges raising a toddler and an infant, or two babies under the age of 2, or whatever you may call it? What are some of the challenges that you've passed through? Thank you so much for watching. For now, it's a bye. See you in my next video, where we'll be discussing actually the benefits of having a toddler and an infant, or 2 babies under the age of 2. Bye. See you.